So I went back to Zapp Comics over the weekend, and here's what I got. What is going on, guys? Justin here, aka No Good Comics, and welcome back to the channel. That's right, you heard right. I went back to Zapp Comics. That's my local LCS over in Wayne, New Jersey. Usually hit them up every Wednesday for New Comic Book Day. However, this past Sunday, I just felt I had the urge to do some digging. So I went back over there Sunday. It was really cool because I got to meet up with my man Jason, aka Claiming Comics. So shout out to you, Jason. He and I just went bin to bin to bin throughout that whole Zapp Comics shop, and was just picking out a lot of gems. So always a good time hanging out with Jason. If you guys are not following him over on Instagram, I put his information in the description below. But yeah, so I wanted to just show you guys what I picked up. It's a little weird because looking at it now, I only bought one Image book. I think it's Image. Yes. I had bought one Image book, 6 Marvel books, and 5 DC books, or the other way around. 6 DC books, 5 Marvel books. So I haven't really been buying a lot of Marvel lately. Especially the new stuff. I've just been on a kick with reading a lot more indie stuff and mixed in with a lot of DC stuff. But I don't know, I just had this itch to kind of go back. I've been wanting to get, I mean, look, we're going to go over DC. There's a lot of DC horror. If you guys caught my last couple videos, I've been talking a lot about that lately. I'm on this horror kick. But then on the Marvel side of things, I've just been looking for some really beautiful stuff. I'll leave it at that. But before I get into all that, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Again, still working on putting together a 900 subscriber giveaway now that we've reached 900 subscribers for a milestone here on YouTube. Really grateful for that, and still on that journey to 1K. So pay attention, or keep an eye out for that, because I will be putting out a video at some point, hopefully in the next week or two, to set up some sort of giveaway here as we cross 900. So and again, shout out to everybody for all the support and everything that you've all done. It's just been awesome. Also, big shout out to the premiere chat right now, because it should be premiering at the moment. So if you're here live right now, thanks so much for taking that time, whether you're eating lunch or you're at work or whatever the case is. Always appreciate you hanging out with me here. Yeah, so I think that's where I'm going to just jump into the books now. And I will start with this indie book, because this was this is a new book. I should clarify. The rest of them are all older. This is the one new book that I went and had to go back for, break my rule of 3, because well, really, I blame Jason. So, I talked about Jason Claiming Comics. This was his fault. So we'll say hashtag blame Jason for this one. But he pointed out to me, I didn't even realize this. And I guess this doesn't help, because it ties into my kick of being into this horror genre right now as much as I am. And I've never picked up an Ice Cream Man book before. This is my first one. I have read, I think I own the first digital trade. And I read the first issue. I just haven't gone past that. I did like what I read, but I just haven't had time to really go through the rest. So I bought this issue here because my main man, Martin Simmons, did a variant for it, and it wasn't even an incentive. It was just a regular price cover, cover B or cover C. So this is the Ice Cream Man, issue number 25. I am just such a huge fan of Martin Simmons. I love his style, love his artwork, and if you guys don't know Martin Simmons, he's the one that does Department of Truth, amongst other things, but Department of Truth is what he's really been focused on right now, and what I think a lot of people know him for. And I just love the rawness, or as Jason said, the abstract vibes and style that he puts into his work, and this is just super creepy, which is ties in perfect with Ice Cream Man. So I will have to check this out. I do like that Ice Cream Man is a bunch of anthology stories, so you can jump in kind of wherever, at least from my understanding. So I'm definitely going to check this out. This is a series in general that I'd like to go back and catch up on at some point. Maybe I'll wait until there's more trades out, or whatever the case may be. But either way, gorgeous cover, had to have it. And yes, this is a new book, so yeah, couldn't pass it up. Simmons. Had no idea it existed, so thanks for that, Jason. All right, let's get into some of the DC books here, and I'm going to start off with one I just couldn't pass up on. It's funny because I found this book, and it was marked at $5, and I had already had a pile of books, and I said, I am going to hold off on this, because I keep saying, oh, it's only $5, it's only $5, and then before you know it, you have a pile of $5 books, and that adds up. So I was trying to avoid this. However, I happen to be going through the section that this is, because they had it up on a side wall that they have set up. And I found this book again, and it was only $3. And so to me, that was like the comic book god saying like, hey, you need to have this in the collection. You already thought about it. You really should have it. It is beautiful. So this is the book that I got. It's Justice League, issue number 49 from the newer, one of the newer, not in the latest run, but from Jeff Johns. And this cover, the reason I wanted to have it is because if you look closely, the artwork here is from Matteo Scalera, who is also doing, or who did, Black Science. And if you guys have been following my channel, you know, me, Jason, JR, and Eric, we've been breaking down the trades of Black Science over the past few months. And so I've just fallen in love with the artwork for Matteo Scalera. He's also done some of the variants, the cover A's for Magic the Gathering, the new series out by Boom Studios. So just love his artwork. And again, this was certainly a cover buy. Don't know much about the story. I will have to check it out though, just to make it worth it. But this is just something for my PC. Anything that Scalera does, I'm kind of like all in on, kind of like, Martin Simmons. I have to start to be careful and limit myself on how many artists I'm going to quote unquote be all in on, because that is certainly going to add up in itself. So, but this was only $3, so I said, why not? So that was another one there. Next DC book. This is another one, and this is a modern book, and came out, I want to say, definitely last year and a half ago. Lois Lane, issue number 1. This is the Jenny Frison variant for $2.50. So I just couldn't pass that up either. I will admit, completely cover buy here. I'm very weak, but no, this is just, I mean, anything Jenny Frison has been doing, again, I find myself repeating myself with the idea that, these artists that have been putting out these just beautiful, stunning covers of modern day stuff, I just feel like I have to have. So, again, this was at a discount of $2.50. So that is what made me really feel like that's okay to just, pick this up. I think it's a beautiful cover, and everything that Jenny Frison does is just stunning. So there you go with that. That is a series I wouldn't mind reading too, because I did hear some good things about Lois Lane. All right, let's get into the DC stuff, the DC horror stuff here. So first one I'm going to start off with, and these were all I found for really cheap. I'm really surprised. I mean, some of them are, they're banged up, and I guess that's mainly the reason why that they are the price they are. But these are still classics to me, and things that I've been wanting to collect. So if you guys have watched some of my recent hauls, I talked about collecting Swamp Thing, the original series. I want to get issues 1 through 10. I own 2 of them already. I own issue 8 and issue 10. So to add on to the collection, I got issue number 6. Issue 1 through 10, they are all Bernie Wrightson covers. And really just fell in love with his work. As I started to look more into what Wrightson has done in the past, just really, really stunning stuff. And obviously going to the whole horror genre, horror vibes with Swamp Thing, this was just, I had to have, what I paid, $4 for this book. The spine's a little jacked up on the side here. It is, I imagine, tough to get in a solid black cover like that, especially on the spine. But I said for $4 to go to my collection, my PC, which I'm trying to get all 10, I will absolutely take that, a Bernie Wrightson cover for sure. So good stuff there for $4. Can't pass that up. Continuing with the DC horror stuff, I am back with The Witching Hour. This is issue number 20. I just thought this was another beautiful cover. This is a Nick Cardy cover. Nick Cardy did a majority of these Witching Hour books. And if you guys, again, caught my last haul from the trade show or the Comic-Con that I went to, that was, I found some earlier Witching Hour. So this is issue number 20. And just thought this was a really stunning cover. Got this chick walking down into the cellar looking for her cat. And there's this really grim, creepy dude who's, got the cat there. The front cover says, "Once Upon a Midnight Dreary." So there you go. Really looking forward to diving into that. Also, a little side note, I just recently started reading Sandman and by Neil Gaiman. And I had no idea that the witches that are featured in The Witching Hour, these 3 witches that are the main characters that are like telling little horror stories, they show up in Neil Gaiman's Sandman. So I thought that was really cool and really, I guess, coincidental that I recently got into Witching Hour and started reading, or I read my first issue last week or week and a half, whenever I got the book, and, learning about these witches. And then I randomly wanted to get into Neil Gaiman stuff, and I read that, and they literally, like, the second or third issue, these witches show up, and it was just so perfectly timed that I like just got into learning or even knowing who these three witches were, and it just made Sandman that much better as I started to read it, to just like click, you know, one and one and be like, oh, okay, so these are those witches. That's really cool. So just a little side note there. But anyways, I'm really enjoying these witching hours. Definitely, if you're into horror stuff, especially from like these early DC, DC horror books from like the 70s, definitely recommend it. I wrote a little note down. Oh yeah, the other artists were Nestor Redondo and Don Heck. And I know Don Heck is a personal favorite of my dad's. Don Heck did a lot of stuff for Avengers in the early Avenger issues as well, amongst so many other things, I'm sure. But anyways, it's cool to know that his artwork is in this as well. So I'll probably post the interior panels at some point over on Instagram. So if you guys want to see more details of that, keep an eye out for that when I go to post it. But again, $5, couldn't pass it up. So there you go. All right, so the next DC horror book that I got is There's No Escape from the House of Secrets. This is issue number 86. Got this for $6. I thought it was a stunning cover. Really creepy here as this guy's chilling here with this doll and these kids are coming downstairs. House of Secrets, obviously, if you're not familiar with House of Secrets, issue number, I think, 92 is the one that features the first appearance of Swamp Thing. That's a pretty big key in terms of comics nowadays. But I, as another goal, would like to own a good amount of these House of Secrets. I really like the artwork of this era. And also just the stories of this era. I mean, they seem really creepy. I'm going to dive into this in just a little bit. I'm really curious about like what it's about. But again, going back to this DC horror kick, I am all about it. And for a total of $6, I am not going to pass that up. It is definitely got some water damage and it's a little cracked up on the side here, but certainly want to just use this as a reader copy anyways. Hopefully the colors on the inside are still decent. I think that the colors on the cover here are pretty nice. And once I get it into some Mylar, put some Mylar magic on it, I'm sure it'll look even nicer. So House of Secrets, this is just some Marv Wolfman magic here. That's what he does. And so really just enjoyed this cover here, and definitely want to check out more of these as I try to find them at decent deals. And then the last one that I have here is it's another 15 center Phantom Stranger, and I've never bought any Phantom Stranger, but this is a Neil Adams cover, and it caught my eye. Well, first of all, it's $5, right? And it caught my eye as a Neil Adams cover because it actually reminded me of House of Secrets issue 88. And I'll put that on the screen, but it just kind of gave me that same vibe when I was first flipping through. I was like, that really looks like Neil Adams. So I looked this up, and sure enough, it was. So really cool stuff. Again, never read or picked up any Phantom Stranger before. I don't know anything about the Phantom Stranger. This is issue number 10. Came out in what did I say here? 1970. But anyways, just wanted to show you guys that really creepy cover and going along theme here with these DC horror books. So those are the DC books that I got. And again, if you guys are hanging out right now in the premiere chat, thanks so much for sticking out and hanging out with me here. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. All right, so I have 5 books here that I'm going to show off, and these are all Marvel. So again, a little bit of a different change of pace. So for all my Daredevil brothers and sisters out there, found this beautiful copy of Daredevil 113, and I just could not pass it up. It is a John Romita Sr. cover. John Romita, talking about all these artists, John Romita is another artist that I would love to at some point own, like his majority of Amazing Spider-Man, the work that he did. And I know that's pretty expensive, but would love all those covers, just some classic work. And I especially I didn't want to pass up on this because of, and I know this is Daredevil, but it was just such a nice condition. For those of you who've been following me for a while, one of my long-term goals is to collect Daredevil, the first 20 issues. So I've slowly been, first 200 issues. And so I've been slowly collecting that. I'm in no rush, but anytime I find a nice high grade of a particular book that I need or that I'm missing from that collection, I always want to pick it up. So just stunning stuff right there. I will definitely have to post this on a hashtag Murdoch Monday or Man Without Fear Monday, something like that. But either way, some really gorgeous stuff there. And let's see, I'll go in order here. So Just keeping up with some more John Romita. I think this is John Romita. Yeah, it doesn't have a signature, but it's definitely of this era. It's issue 166 of Amazing Spider-Man. And Jason will tell you, I literally bought this cover. Well, one, it is in really nice condition. I think it was like 15 bucks that I paid. Really nice condition. And on top of that, it is a Christmas holiday cover. And that's something else that I really enjoy, and I want to collect and own, whatever ones I can come across that are, holiday themed. I love all of like the X-Men ones that have come out over the years, especially during the Claremont time. I know like issue 98 is one of my favorites. The opening scene of that has a really nice Christmassy vibe while they're in New York City at Times Square for the holidays. So anyways, this is just really cool, and he's taking on some who's he taking on here? Lizard and Stegron. Who I don't even know who Stegron is, but they don't look very nice, but it looks like Spidey is there to save the day, jumping through the window here. So just thought it was a really cool copy, and yeah, wanted to add it to the collection. So there you go, some ASM 166. And then, of course, right behind it, I found some more John Romita senior goodness here in 167. And again, another really nice high-grade copy. And the colors here, I know there's a lot of glare here, but really stunning stuff. And I have to say, shout out to PJmorris, Paul Morris, over on Instagram. He kind of got me inspired to do this because he posted I want to say it was a Marvel team up book, and it was around this era. I think it was Romita, and it just had some really bright, colorful colors and a stunning cover. And this just reminded me of that, especially with the blue background up top here. And then just a lot of different, like orange flames going on. You got Spidey's suit there and just like everything else that's going on. So I thought that was a beautiful cover and one that I wanted to get. And Jason from Cajun Comics was telling me that this particular issue had to do with the most recent life story, Spider-Man life story, the annual, had kind of talked about like what if Jameson had, I guess, stayed in this suit. I don't know the story. This I'm going to have to read and check out. But it kind of just carries into that. So it was a small world for all this to connect, because Jason was just telling me about that issue before I found this thing. And then I just happened to pull this out and thought it looked really cool. And he's like, oh, that's actually the issue that they kind of referenced. So I thought that was pretty wild as well. But more stunning stuff from Romita right there. And that is ASM 167. All right, next book up I have is another Amazing Spider-Man. This is issue number 189. And this is just a stunning cover. I know I've talked about the colors here. This is another high-grade copy. One of the reasons why I went with it. Also, it is a John Byrne cover. I was actually questioning that earlier. I didn't realize that John Byrne had actually done the interior and cover to this issue. I think this is also with McLeod doing the cover with him. And then Jim Mooney was doing some of the interior stuff with John Byrne on this issue. I'm actually curious. I have to look up what other John Byrne ASM books that he did of this time period, because I've seen this cover again and again, but this is just stunning. And on top of that, again, just talking about like the color work and everything and how much it pops. This condition of a book, I could not pass up. It was only $12. So I just thought that was a steal for this. And of course, some Baby Byrne goodness. So had to go with that there. So that is Amazing Spider-Man issue number 189. All right, and for my last book that I just picked up, this was actually a wall book. When I first walked in, the first thing I saw, I asked them to take it down off the wall, and had it in my pile for the rest of the time being as I was hunting for everything else that you guys saw here today. I was really excited for this. It is a low-grade copy. I'm okay with that, though. This is just an iconic cover that I really wanted to get. So this is a Fantastic Four, issue number 39. I thought it was a good time to buy this, especially knowing that, we're going to get Doom at some point in time, and I want to grab this book before it gets way out of hand. Just an iconic cover there, seeing Dr. Doom glooming over the city and over the Fantastic Four. And of course, the Fantastic Four being led by my man, Matt Murdock, the blind leading the blind in a way. So yeah, definitely love it. Oh, and that's the title. The blind man shall lead them is the actual title. But just some Jack Kirby goodness, some Stan Lee goodness. Certainly a nice book to have in any PC, I think. And I thought this was just a great deal. So that is that. That was the biggest book out of everything that I got here today. I spent about 130 bucks altogether for everything. So you guys let me know what you think in terms of the deals, the books that I got. I think I made out pretty well. I'm really happy with it. And of course, this is all thanks to Zapp Comics over in Wayne, New Jersey. Check them out if you're over in Wayne at any given time. They are so good. They're just great people. They have so many great books, including great backbin issues and of course all the new stuff. And just really great deals. And I think the biggest thing to me is just the customer service. Anytime that a shop can show their customer service in a way where they really put their customers first, that's what means the most to me. Zapp Comics is like family to me now, the way that they treat their customers. I will stand by them without a doubt. So definitely check them out if you're ever in the Jersey area. It is definitely worth spending some time there. And like Jason and I, we were there for hours, so you could certainly get lost there, just going through the back bin. So, but anyways, so that's my haul of the weekend. Let me know what you guys think, or how I did, or just curious what you guys, or maybe you guys have some of these issues. Let me know in the comment section below. If you guys are still here in the premiere chat, thank you so much for hanging out with me during this. I guess this is airing Tuesday morning, 12:30ish. So whether you're eating lunch or whatever, thanks for hanging out. And a reminder, I have my top 10 picks for New Comic Book Day coming up this Thursday, and that's always at 12:30 Eastern time. So make sure you check that out. That's where I talk about my new comic books for the following Wednesday, New Comic Book Day. So really excited stuff. There's some really good things that are coming out every week. Every week's a great week for comics. But until then, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and until next time, I will talk to you later.